हाय एवरीवन। आज हम बात करने वाले हैं एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक की, हाउ यू शुड गिव एन इंटरव्यू। ओके, और व्हाट आर द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस दैट यू शुड फॉलो व्हाइल गिविंग इंटरव्यूज। तो मैं यार लिंक्डइन पे भी पढ़ रहा था, काफ़ी लोगों ने डाला है कि दे गॉट रिजेक्टेड इन इंटरव्यू डिस्पाइट हैविंग अ वेरी गुड प्रोफाइल ऑन कोड फोर्सेज, डिस्पाइट सॉल्विंग 500-600 प्रॉब्लम्स ऑन लीड कोड। तो आई सॉ बहुत सारे कोडर्स स्टिल गेट रिजेक्टेड इन इंटरव्यूज। तो क्या रीज़न है, क्या बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस हैं दैट वी शुड फॉलो सो दैट यू हैव एटलीस्ट अ गुड चांस ऑफ क्लियरिंग एन इंटरव्यू। सो आज मैं आपको कुछ टिप्स देने वाला हूँ जो आप, इफ़ यू फॉलो दीज टिप्स, आपका चांस एटलीस्ट डबल हो जाएगा टू गेट सिलेक्टेड और टू गेट अ सक्सेसफुल रिजल्ट फ्रॉम एन इंटरव्यू। So yeah, interviews are not only about coding, they're not only about how you approach a problem, they are about lot other things like communication, uh, how much enthusiastic you are about the company, and lot of other things. So let us discuss step by step what are the 5 things you should keep in mind while you're sitting for a face-to-face interview or an online virtual interview. The first thing is when you are sitting for an interview, right? So आप let's say problem solving या coding का interview है, तो interviewer is going to give you some problem to solve. तो मोस्टली गलती क्या करते हैं बच्चे, दे विल जंप इनटू राइटिंग कोड और दे विल जंप इनटू थिंकिंग फॉर अ लॉजिक टू सॉल्व दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम, बट दैट इज़ नॉट द फर्स्ट स्टेप दैट यू शुड डू। तो सबसे पहले आपको क्या करना है, सबसे पहले आपको प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट को अच्छे से रीड आउट करना है, समझना है। और मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स क्या होगा, वो प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट विल हैव एम्बिग्यूटी इन इट। ओके, सो you need to ask clarifying questions. आपको मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ। Let's say interviewer says you're given an array of numbers and you want to do some stuff on it. Now there is an ambiguity. It's an array of numbers. कहीं पे नहीं लिखा कि it's an array of integers or it's an array of floating point numbers. So you need to ask relevant questions like are these numbers integers, or are these numbers, if they are integers, are there only positive integers or there are negative integers as well, और what is the range of these numbers, because most of the time जो आपका लॉजिक होगा that will depend upon what type of data you have in your problem. For example, अगर मैं आपको बोलता हूँ सॉर्टिंग करनी है, ठीक है, नंबर्स को, तो it will depend upon whether the numbers are floating point numbers, तो different type का sort लग सकता है. If the numbers are in a given range, let's say maybe 0 से 360 या 0 से 500, तो एक different sorting algorithm लग सकता है, like counting sort. If they have a very wide range, you may come up with merge sort kind of an algorithm. So it's very important to ask what type of data, or uh, what clarifying questions you can ask, you should ask. Okay, for example, अगर strings की problem है, तो हो सकता है उसमें आपको clarify नहीं किया कि all the letters will be upper case letters और lower case letters, और अदर करेक्टर्स भी हो सकते हैं, बिकॉज all these decisions will help you to handle the corner cases really well. Okay, and these constraints are intentionally skipped in the problem statement, because जब आप कॉम्पिटेटिव प्रोग्रामिंग करते हो, यू आर गिवन ऑल द कंस्ट्रेंट्स in a very well formatted manner, but in an interview the problem statement will be straightforward, it would be simple, the constraints would be missing, so it's your duty to ask for those constraints. Okay, so that is the first thing. Ask relevant questions, ask follow-up questions, and clarify the problem statement before you dive into the coming up with an algorithm to solve that problem. So tip number 2, now you know the question, now you have clearly understood what the problem is. The second thing is you have to come up with an algorithm. So many students, they are able to think of a brute force algorithm, but they fear कि यार इससे better हो सकता है, so they don't discuss with the interviewer. So the thing is, it's not about, you have to always come up with an best algorithm. हो सकता है उस problem के लिए बहुत सारे methods हो solve करने के, but you should think out aloud. जो भी आपके दिमाग में आ रहा है, you should discuss with your interviewer कि यार ठीक है, this is the brute force solution I can come up with, and he is going to guide you, he is going to give you a hint. Okay, maybe can you reduce the complexity of this particular operation. तो जैसे ही आपको hint मिलता है, try to catch that hint. Okay, or if you're going into the wrong direction, the interviewer will still give you a hint. Okay, maybe think of something else, maybe think in this particular direction. तो बहुत हर interviewer आपको hint पक्का देगा, and you have your duty is to catch that particular hint. Okay, so you have to be flexible with your approach. ऐसा नहीं कि आपने एक solution पकड़ लिया, आप उसी direction में जाते जा रहे हो, that might not be the right direction. So you have to catch hints and change your direction accordingly. So you have to be flexible, you have to adapt according to the interview environment, and catch the hints that the interviewer is going to give you. And now the thing is, a lot of students now may ask, okay, if I only solve a problem using a brute force solution, will I get rejected? The answer is no. But होता क्या है कि इट्स अ रिलेटिव कंपैरिजन, बाकी कैंडिडेट्स ने कैसा परफॉर्म किया है उसके बेसिस पे आपकी परफॉर्मेंस इवेल्युएट होगी. तो यू डोंट नीड टू बी गेट नर्वस एट दैट पर्टिकुलर टाइम. ओके, इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू रीच अ ऑप्टिमाइज सोल्यूशन, इट इज़ फाइन. Not, it is not expected also that everyone is going to reach the best possible solution, the ON solution. Let's say the problem can be solved in n square and log n and order n also. So maybe if you reach n log n solution, the interview still may be happy with it, or maybe with the n square as well, right? It's all relative. So you don't need to freeze your brain at that particular point thinking कि यार ये मेरा solution optimize नहीं हो पा रहा या मैं आगे नहीं बढ़ पा रहा. So look for hints, collaborate with your interviewer, right? So collaboration is very important aspect of an interview, because when you're going to work in a team, you're going to collaborate with so many people in your team, right? So if you don't discuss things, if you don't ask relevant questions, if you don't ask for help, no one is going to help you. So the thing is, you should be always collaborating with your interview to solve the given problem. Let's move to point number 3. Now you come up with an optimal algorithm. Your interviewer seems convinced. You have discussed space-time complexity, and it's time to code. Now, what is the thing that most people do wrong in coding is they will take very short variable names. Here, int f le liya, int a le liya, int x le liya. So those are not good coding practices. You should have descriptive variable names. For example, you want to write f for factorial. So instead, you should write the complete variable name like factorial or something like that. Okay. So your variable names should be descriptive. Your code should be modular. Your code should be clean. So all those things you need to follow so that your code looks elegant, modular, understandable, easy to read. एंड अगर टाइम बचता है तो लास्ट में आप थोड़ा बहुत अपने कोड को रीफैक्टर भी कर सकते हो. रीफैक्टर इन द सेंस यू कैन चेंज द स्ट्रक्चर लिटिल बिट सो दैट इट लुक्स मोर ब्यूटीफुल, इट लुक्स मोर एलिगेंट टू द इंटरव्यूअर. And if you write a good code, okay, so I've seen many people who are great competitive coders, they are writing bad code in an interview because उनको आदत पड़ी हुई है कि कोड फोर्सेस पे तो बस शॉर्टकट्स लगा के हमारा कोड सबमिट हो जाता है. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. ओके, सो योर कोड शुड बी very much readable in that sense. So let us go to the point number 5 now. Let's go to the point number 4. So the point number 4 is your communication skills should be very good. Now you may ask, why does it matter? Okay, we are going to write code in a company. Why communication is important? The thing is, when you're going to work for top MNC companies like or the FANG companies, you will have to interact with teams which are located in all parts of the world. So if you communicate well, you can explain your thing to someone else in a better manner. Okay, so communication is also a very important factor when the interview results are being decided. So if you're not able to communicate your ideas properly, then you're likely to be rejected just because of this particular point as well. The 5th point to keep in mind is you are done with your interview. Now it's time to end the interview, right? So what you should ask, so interviewer may give you a chance to ask some questions. What type of questions you should avoid? So let me tell you, you should not ask how did I perform or will I get an offer. So these kind of questions you should avoid, because this is something that anyway you're going to get in your final result. Okay, when the interview result comes, you will get this kind of a feedback. And you should also not ask what is the best solution that could have been possible. You should try to avoid these type of questions. So the questions you should ask is, you should show your interest in the company. Why you are interested to work for that company? So ask for what kind of projects are there, what type of teams are there, what kind of challenges they face in their company, or what are the various ways in which you can grow in that particular company. So show some enthusiasm. Okay, it's not about coming for an interview, answering question and then taking your bag and going away. It's more about you have to make the interviewer feel that you are the kind of a person that is really interested, or you will be really a good fit in that particular company. So you have to keep these things in mind while sitting for an interview. Okay, so many of these things I even didn't knew when I was a college student. So over the years, or recently I also cleared a lot of interviews at Google also. So I followed these practices and really got good results. So I hope you will also follow these practices for your next interview. All the best. See you in the next video. Thank you.